I will post this to my Facebook.
Here we are, baby. We are live here on the
We're
P8 Jerk
live.
episode 135. Took us, what, 2 hours? Traffic, and then talk about
Just about,
WrestleMania.
yeah. Welcome, everyone. Uh,
Welcome to WrestleMania. All right. We're going to try to shoot here for an hour. Try to get the listeners in and out. Probably get some chat going. We have
Rob and Joel here with 4 fucking dogs that won't stop barking.
Oh, they're still not working. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they don't shut up. We're dog watching we're dog sitting the Chihuahuas for the next few days.
Family's going to Florida.
Yeah, thankfully I'm here.
You know who else needs to be with that soundboard? One Brandon Staley of the Chargers. I called this last week on the
Let's have
podcast.
a moment of silence for him. Remember how the 49ers all showed up at the Lincoln Black for the
Yes,
Eagles
with the black
funeral
Air
for that one?
Forces.
Yeah, I think everybody in the United States the next day should have wore black for Brandon Staley's firing. Now he is probably going to be on whatever beach Cliff Kingsbury's on because they're both getting paid a lot of money the next few years.
Right.
Um, and he's too weird to go to a beach, but I'm sure Josh McDaniels is also in the camp of guys getting millions of dollars to sit at home.
He's probably like in Robert Kraft's pocket, like, hey, Belichick's leaving. Put me in there.
There we are. All right.
We're in there, baby. We're good. We're good. We're good.
All right. I guess we may as well get started. Do we even need to throw the theme song in? I guess we go cold open, right?
Yeah, cold open
Yeah.
for right
Cold
now.
open. It is pretty warm in this office, this little studio that I have here.
Very
Um,
rarely is that happening. It's always
historically, so I
cold
remember what I told you last time. I forgot to close the window. And
for
so
a
it was
year.
cold in here for about a week. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. How are you doing, sir?
Doing all right. How about you? I
Good.
I bought Eagles tickets for Monday for about $150 cheaper on Ticketmaster than they were on StubHub.
Man, you really love Matt Patricia. All that mess you were talking about in the inception of this podcast, calling him Pencil Boy, led you to buy Monday Night Football tickets to see him try to defend Tommy DeVito.
Very excited about Monday afternoon football. So the Giants team total over is probably going to pay for the tickets anyway
Uh huh.
because that'll probably and Boston Scott anytime touchdown. So
Right.
because when in Rome you bet against the Romans, and in this case I'm betting against Matt Patricia. So congratulations to the Giants on winning and probably securing a playoff berth subsequently in a few weeks. But yeah, I will be at the Eagles game. You're looking at WrestleMania tickets, as am I, and I'm also looking at Wrigley Field tickets as we just booked the flight to Chicago. A lot going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these WrestleMania tickets. I almost pulled the trigger by just using a
Almost pulled the
credit card
trigger on it.
on six
Yeah.
tickets to ensure that I have 5 other people next to me to enjoy this moment.
The thing is, I've heard like probably about a dozen people tell me they want to go, but I get you when it comes down to nut cutting time and the prices start coming out, they're gonna be like, you know what, I got to think about it. Maybe I'll just go to this night. Maybe I'll just go to Xfinity Live.
Right, right.
Brother, they're not gonna be showing it at Xfinity Live.
If they do, it ain't gonna be all of it. Be some moments of it, or like a 2 minute delay.
Yeah.
You'll hear the link
I,
go crazy, and then you're like, "What happened?"
I'm excited. I haven't been to an event like this in a long time, and although it's not set in stone yet that we are going, this is gonna be quite the week for me. By the way, leaving Wednesday morning to go to Chicago on I think like the 30th or whatever. Or I guess it'd be like the second,
Yeah,
and or whatever day it is. Um, getting to Chicago at about 7:30 in the morning, and then going to U.S. Cellular Field to watch the Braves beat the White Sox on Wednesday. Going to United Center likely the same night to watch the Bulls and the Knicks, and then a couple days
Jesus.
later going to Wrigley to see Otani, and then coming home that same day and going to WrestleMania. Then opening day, I think for my men's league is the next morning, and then WrestleMania night 2 is that next night. So it's gonna be quite the little week for me. And this is on the
Jeez.
heels of possibly going to Seattle the week before. So
You gonna be a busy guy
I'm a
flying
busy man.
coast to coast, possibly.
But the thing is, I think I'm gonna wait, or we're gonna wait till we make the decision on Seattle. If Reese Hoskins signs with the Mariners, like it's rumored, I think that seals the deal.
To go.
Yeah, it's like when we went to Brooklyn to see the Nets and we got to see TJ McConnell on the Pacers. Like it's almost like it helps kind of seal the deal for the decision.
You didn't go to see Ben 10?
He wasn't even playing, but I did get a picture with the little cutout that they had on the wall of him.
Oh, that's right, you did. That's the closest you'll get to Ben Simmons.
Yeah, the day after the old lady took a picture next to the Chapman one at Yankee Stadium, not realizing the joke.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. What have we got on the docket today? Let's see. Let's see.
All right,
Let's
let's
see.
roll. Um,
Oh, Yoshi news. Huh?
Yoshi.
Now, unfortunately, unlike last week where we kicked off this extravagant live streaming era on the podcast, we had Otani, and literally seconds in to the podcast, we learned of decoy. This
Yes.
week, we don't got nothing, but we have
Yeah.
a soundboard for Brandon Staley. I think that just never gets old. I think we should just play it from time to time in remembrance of Brandon Staley, of his mess ups.
See ya!
Thank you. So yeah, Yoshi. Is he the hottest free agent at the moment? 'Cause for me, I think it's
Yeah!
yeah. I think it's
I think he is.
dwindling. I think it's dwindling.
Yeah.
At this point. Like
Nobody seems to care about Blake Snell right now, and nobody seems to care about Cody Bellinger right now. Two of the biggest names. I mean, Snell is literally the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the National League, and he's linked to. Do you know what team he's linked to?
Atlanta.
The Angels. The poor bastard's gonna go pitch 150 innings, come out in the sixth inning every start for a fourth place team
Oh man, you hate to
with
see
2
it.
months of Mike Trout.
That's a shame. Is that gonna entice Mike Trout to be like, you know what, I'll stay.
Oh yeah, that seals. Yeah, let's. You know what? Thanks for going out and getting a big fish.
Right.
He's gonna be gone after 3 years anyway.
Do they realize they need to get Gary Sanchez to
Yeah.
make sure he pitches well?
Yeah,
This is ridiculous.
yeah. Logan O'Hoppy's not gonna cut it. So I mean, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It's rumored that he's already got offers from Phillies, the Giants, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, and I think the Red Sox. He's got multiple
Yeah, Red
offers
Sox.
north of 300 million, which is crazy. He
So
so
Steve
Steve
Cohen
Cohen
flew
flew
to
to Japan like a week or two ago to meet with Yamamoto, I guess, in his home.
Yeah.
And then it was rumored that when Yamamoto came to the United States, he went to Steve Cohen's house, and I went to dinner with Steve Cohen at his house. So the Mets are, I would imagine, the favorite to land him right now, if not the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are my pick to get him, but I would not be surprised if he ends up with the New York teams. I don't think the Giants are getting him, and I don't think the Phillies are getting him. Unless the Phillies are the top bidder, they're not getting him.
And I wouldn't want them to be the top bidder, honestly.
I wouldn't mind it. I'd rather him than Snell because he's got less mileage on the arm. Honestly, what I would
Obviously, yeah.
want is a couple years from now, I want them to go all in on this kid, Roki Sasaki, who I think is going to be the best Japanese player to import since Otani. Not as good as Otani, but he will probably go down as the best Japanese pitcher import outside of Otani ever. This Sasaki kid. He's 22 years old. He's coming off of like a 1.5 ERA. He was electric in the World Baseball Classic. He's a smaller guy,
Mhm.
but he is electric, and I think that he would be great here.
That would be interesting. I don't know if the Phillies would, knowing that if he is he going to declare?
He tried to push for them to post him this offseason, but they didn't want to. I think he's not due to be posted until after the 25 season, maybe, or maybe before the 25 season. Now, another layer of this is Nola came back, but they could potentially lose Zach Wheeler after this season. Remember, Zach Wheeler only signed, I think it was a 5-year deal, and this is, I think, year 5 of it. And or they could re-sign him for a crazy number and then want to just try to push all the chips to the middle and win. But I don't know. Sasaki would be my guy. Yamamoto would be fun, but that would take them out of the running of pretty much any big name going forward. Because even though you have Schwarber's contract off the books after next year, and Castellanos after the year after that, you still have big money tied to Walker, big money tied to Nola, and likely Wheeler if you bring him back. Harper's not getting any cheaper. Real Muto, I think, is due. I think he's got 2 more years, and then eventually you're gonna have to pay Marsh and Bowman, Stott, and Ranger. So the Phillies not in a great situation monetarily, although they do have a pretty an owner that likes to spend liberally. So I don't know.
But also,
Where do you think? Yeah.
Doesn't Harper want to raise?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he wants an extension.
Extensions.
Because 13 years is not big enough of a commitment.
I mean, we get it. You pander to Philadelphia. You like Philadelphia, but let's
Just give him a stake in the team.
this point. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not already in his contract.
I wouldn't be shocked either. I'm sure his
For an
royalties
incentive.
and everything are higher than everybody else's. But what do you think Yamamoto ends up? I've read reports that Aaron Boone, of course, today handed him a number 18
18.
jersey and said, here's a game used Rugnet Odor jersey. Um, here is a number 18 jersey. It's yours if you want it. The Phillies FaceTimed him. Bryce Harper, I think, FaceTimed him. Phillies met him in LA, I believe it was. Yeah, the
Yep.
Phillies met with him in Los Angeles, according to John Clark. And they offered him a contract. He's going to be going to the TGI Fridays on City Line Ave with Allen Iverson and Matt Geiger this evening. So it's nice and exciting. James Harden flying back in. They're going to go to cheerleaders.
He's not here anymore. We don't speak of that.
He's not going to know what hit him. By the way,
He
PJ
really
Tucker
won't.
upset with his role in LA. Sad to see.
Yeah, you hate
I
to
guess
see it, don't you?
It's hard to budget a 0-0-0 player every night. What do you think? Hideki Matsui was part of the pitch with the Yankees as well. He was at the meeting.
Godzilla.
He is a big player over there. He was the Coca-Cola of Japan before Otani was. Where do you think he ends up?
I think he ends up with ultimately probably the Dodgers. They've been quiet. You don't hear much, but he's in LA. I think honestly he was going to go to the Rams game tonight with Otani. I believe that tweet. It wasn't a rumor, it wasn't a fake tweet. It was from Talking Baseball. But the thing is, just like how the Otani news where he was a free agent, I don't know if it was true or not, but like he wanted to see if any news would leak out of him meeting with teams, and if that's the case, they're out of the running. Something similar to this. I guess they were making it a big deal, like, oh my God, Otani is with Yamamoto tonight. Is he going with the Dodgers? All that nonsense. They were like, you know what? Just stay. He's in LA, but they're saying stay in New York. No, he's in LA. I think he's still in LA, Yamamoto. And if you have to meet with the Yankees over and over and over, and every day something new. Oh yeah, I met with him. I talked to him. Look, I gave him number 18. It's his if he wants it, and he still hasn't signed. That's a sign right there that the Yankees are probably. He's juggling between the Yankees and another team. Who that other team is? I mean, sure, the Phillies offered a contract, but it doesn't mean that he's weighing it between them or the Yankees. I think it's the Dodgers trying to make something happen. Remember, Otani deferred 99% of his money. They have money to spend. I think it's going to be the Dodgers. If he wants to be a Yankee, he would have been a Yankee by now.
That's a good point. I think that the Dodgers being as quiet, I mean, they're still pronounced as they're a very pronounced suitor of him.
Yeah.
But every day we get a new Yankees report.
Right.
I still think the Mets are going to offer him the most money. At least the most money now. I wouldn't be surprised if he signs some sort of a deferred contract with the Dodgers too. But
yeah, Perry says Dodgers.
Does he? In my heart of hearts, I think it'll be. I think the Mets are probably not my favorite, but if I had to handicap it, they would be the favorite right now, followed by the Dodgers, followed by the Yankees. I know there's all this talk of I think this is mainly because New York has so much press, and Brian Hoke and all these different guys are posting all the time about it, and the guy from Jack Curry keeps posting about it. This stuff about Yamamoto is interested in playing in front of these big fans, and he's interested in all these rivalries and stuff. So I mean, the Yankees have a lot to offer in that regard. But LA is a much better place to live. It's a better team right now. I know that Soto and Judge and Cole are a pretty darn good core. But if you look at that Dodgers team, they're ready to win right now. And they desperately need a start. And both those teams desperately need another starter. Because right now, the Dodgers, it's Buehler. It's
Kershaw's still out there, which is crazy.
Yeah, Kershaw's still a free agent. Cool. Anthony Davis playing. It's Buehler, it's Miller, and then it's you and me. And the Yankees, it's Cole. And then it's you and me, and then it's Nestor, and it's whoever. If they bring back Montas, they traded three guys. Schmidt, I don't know, but I think the Dodgers have a bigger need for him because they haven't won a legitimate title since the 80s. The Yankees at least won a title 15 years ago.
Now, is the taxes the highest in Cali or about the same when it's all said and done between the coast of New York and Cali?
I honestly don't know. I would imagine when you're in that tax bracket, no matter where you are, you're paying a lot.
Right. I mean, you have a point, and obviously, year-round weather better in the West Coast than it is in New York. And L.A., for all the jokes we've made on this podcast of here we go again, Groundhog Day. They don't make it to the World Series. All these players they paid, they don't make it. They at least get there. It's almost like 100% guaranteed they're going to be in the playoffs. Yankees, on the other hand, they're an injury or two away
Yeah,
from missing it. Plus, that division is stacked on the
that's a
East.
very good division. Yeah, you could make an argument for all 5 teams in that division right now. I mean, the the Expos, the Blue Jays, Blue Jays every year are in the mix. They of course have made the playoffs a few times recently. The Rays every year 95 wins with a $37 payroll. The Red Sox I feel like are going to be a lot better this year. They still have not spent any money in free agency. The Yankees are who they are. They're the they're the blueprint. They're the big spenders, and
Right.
the Orioles up and coming. I think the Orioles are due for a down year. I think a little bit of a disappointment is in
Well, I mean,
this season. But by the way, did you know that the Pittsburgh Pirates have spent more money in free agency this offseason than the Yankees?
Perry, are you listening to that?
The Pittsburgh Pirates have spent $13 million in free agency. They signed Andrew McCutchen to a 1-year, $5 million deal, and they signed Martin Perez to a 1-year,
they?
$8 million deal. And the Yankees have not spent a dime in free agency, at least on Major League free agents yet. They brought in Jeter Downs and a kid named Luis, or what's his name? What the hell's the guy's name? Yeah, Luis Gonzalez.
But they
signed
did
a
get
kid.
Soto.
They did get Soto, and they're absorbing $20 million plus of his salary. So it is a little bit of a like an ESPN stat there, but
Right.
I
That
don't
is
know.
interesting, though. That is
I think
interesting.
Yoshi ends up a Met. I'll
Met.
stamp it right now. Which means tomorrow that we
Is
find
that
out
the
the
dark
Mets are out
horse
of the
team?
running. I don't even think they're the dark horse. Since free agency started, Cohen's been courting him pretty heavily. He's the only guy they're going after.
Does
And
he?
they just traded for Adrian Hauser, so they might even have a better rotation on paper with Yamamoto than either of the other two teams if they got him.
Do you think Cohen is going to let Yamamoto go after 2 seasons? So you know what? This ain't working out.
Just buy more prospects.
Just give him
I
to
don't
the
know.
Rangers or something. Yeah, give
I
him
mean, yeah,
prospects.
on paper, Yamamoto, Senga, who else they got there? They have the left-handed kid, what's his name? Peterson, I think is his name.
Is that what's also hurting the Phillies' chances? Not having a Japanese player on the team.
No, that's an interesting point because he did make it. I don't know if he made it known or if he told teams, "Hey, I want to play with other Japanese players." The Yankees traded their only Japanese player to the Padres and Kyle Higashioka.
But they are the Yankees, so they have
They are the Yankees. Yeah, they have
that
they
excuse.
have precedent. They've signed guys in the Chiming Wong, Keiagawa,
Like you said, they had
Arabu.
one in Hideki
Yeah.
Matsui, and look how big he became.
Matsui was a big deal, yeah. And I think New York is just as big of a market. I know that there's fewer Japanese people, living in New York than there are in Los Angeles. I mean, obviously, what happened in the last couple of years in LA.
Right.
But I think that he has a chance to become a megastar the way Otani did. Granted, Otani is Otani. He's
The gold
he's
standard.
he's like LeBron and Jordan together at this point, in terms of stardom, and he became what he became because of who he is. But Yamamoto in New York that's a big market, and that's a big chance for him to market himself, and become a big star and make money there.
Right.
And the Yankees do. I would say they're the team that has had the most success with the Japanese players. I know that Ming Wong wasn't great for very long. He got hurt running the bases in Milwaukee or whatever it was. But
Right.
and Keiagawa was not great, and Arabu was a big mistake. But I mean, Matsui is probably the best Japanese import that's come over recently, outside of Otani, right?
I would say so.
I mean, Shun Yamaguchi never turned in anything for the Jays. Sho Akiyama kind of fizzled out with the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
The kid Suzuki, kind of cost the Cubs a chance to make the playoffs last year.
I was.
Who was the other big one last year? The guy. Oh, the guy on the Red Sox is pretty good. What
Oh,
the hell's that guy's name? I keep forgetting his name. Why do I
fuck.
keep forgetting his name? I saw him last year.
The big hitter.
The left fielder.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, dude, this is gonna kill. Oh, let me see. Perry, help us out here. Left fielder. Oh, Yoshida, Masataka.
Yes, Masataka. And aside from that, there haven't been that many. There was the pitcher that went to the Mariners that was pretty good, wound up being an all-star. I think now he's a Blue Jay. So there's not a lot of guys, but I think New York's a big market for him, and I think there's a chance that him and Senka could be a really dangerous 1-2 for the Mets.
So when it's all said and done, you got Yamamoto in New York, but in Queens, not the Bronx.
Yeah. I think that's if I had to I wouldn't put a lot on it, but if I had to put money on it, that's where I would have him go. I mean, this rotation. Listen to
love
this
it.
rotation. You got Senga. Hazel loves it too.
I love. I love the.
Um,
We are live here.
sure you can read lips. Ooh, Stafford threw a touchdown. Let's go.
Oh, don't say that.
So
Bro.
I mean, think about it. Yamamoto, Senga, Jose Quintana, who's low-key had a really good 2-year run. He had a 3.57 ERA with the Mets last year, only in 75 innings. But the year before, he had a 2.01 ERA after the deadline and a 3.50 ERA before that. Luis Severino just signed there. If he could have a bounce back year, you have Tyler McGill, um, David Peterson. This is not a bad. And there's got Adrian Hauser. I mean, that's a pretty good rotation. And I mean, I think the Mets could figure things out. Cohen still has money. It's not a bad team.
The closer's
Yeah,
coming
Diaz
back.
is coming back. They have a good team. I think they can figure it out.
Yeah. New coach.
He's actually playing in the Rams game right now. He may have scored that touchdown.
No shot.
Because I just got a notification that Stafford threw a touchdown pass.
Did he? Let's fucking go, Cup. Let's go.
Yeah, 7-0. I don't think it was Cup.
Damn it.
Puka Nakua.
Fuck.
And the point after was good. By John Havlicek, whatever that guy's name is.
Whatever. All right. So
Switching gears.
yeah, let's switch gears.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
It escaped my brain the second I started talking.
Eagles reportedly interested in Dominican Sue reunion. What do you make of this?
Yes, please. They need a guy like him. They need a veteran leader. They need a guy who's going to command a little bit of respect. It's
Fletcher
clear
Cox isn't?
something's going on in the locker room right now, and they need a guy to come in who can kind of stabilize things.
And you think Dominican Sue is gonna do that?
He did. He made a big impact last year with Linval Joseph. I think he'd be a good locker room guy, a guy that's won titles before,
Right.
a guy that can come in and help them win now. So, and it's clear to me that the defensive line is pretty gassed. Jalen Carter is slowing down. Jordan Davis is slowing down. Fletcher Cox is not as impactful right now as he was before a couple weeks ago. What is happening? Dogs are flipping out, dude.
Oh man, they're in a hostile territory here.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but that's not gonna help us on the corner on the outside.
Yeah,
I think you should sit Bradbury at this point.
I do think that a little bit of what made them. So if you look back at since Lurie and Howie want to look back so much at the 2017 Eagles, I think the reason that 17 Eagles got by with the subpar secondary that they had,
Yeah.
and even recently, I thought the secondary wasn't great last year. I mean, C.J. Gardner Johnson was obviously much better than what they have now, but Marcus Epps was terrible. Yeah, I mean, Slay was pretty good last year. Bradbury was much better, but I think having a good pass rush can sometimes negate the negative effects of having a bad secondary. Because the quarterback only has a second and a half to throw the ball before there's a hand in his face, then it doesn't really matter. There's a guy burning your corner down the field. So I think bringing in guys that can keep the defensive line fresh and consistently get pressure, which it feels like the Eagles are not getting as much pressure as they were last year, obviously, but it feels like they're not getting as much pressure in general as what most teams, when you watch, are getting. I think they need guys that can get to the quarterback because that'll help alleviate some of the pains on the back end.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Not that he's a difference, but he's not Aaron Donald, obviously, but he's at least something that's a little bit of he's a bit of an upgrade over Milton Williams and the Hawaiian guy whose name I get right half the time.
we'll see. Right now, there's no other news for the Eagles except for there's no walk-ins. I think they're doing 3 straight days of practice. I think that's
Yeah, they practiced with pads last week too.
So I mean, hey, Matt Patricia's taking over. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show when we get into the picks about the Eagles Monday night disaster in Seattle, or my take on it at least, because you had your Tuesday 10, which was another great episode. I did like your take on it. Bradbury is cooked, boy. That is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Using Ricks and Ringo on the outside did show me a little bit. I think it was Ricks who was mainly used in the slot under Desai. Obviously, he was pushed to the outside because he had to be with the absence of Slay. But those two were really good in coverage. I don't think they allowed a catch in man coverage. So I think maybe if Bradbury, snoozes it up again and gets burned by whoever, Darius Slayton or whatever, Jalen Hyatt, whoever's on the Giants, I think you just go with Ricks and Ringo until Slay gets back and Roby starts at the nickel and Bradbury's a guy that just comes in if he has to.
I mean, for what it's worth, we're getting I think Jurgen and Avante Maddox back. They were
Yeah,
full
Maddox
practice.
is Maddox's 21-day window was just open. Jurgens should be back this week, although Dickerson is likely to miss a game or two. He just got that surgery on his wrist, I think.
It was scary when he got up slow after like the goal line. I think after the tush
Yeah.
push.
And Lane Johnson got hurt too, but he went up. He came back like a play later. It looked like he was done for the year, and then he's back on the field in the next play.
Right. The way Mara Reese was saying it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Rolled over his ankle. Oh come
This
on.
is terrible.
Great
Lane
impression.
Johnson.
Great
Thank you.
impression earlier.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, of course, to feed his ego, he was officially activated, and then he was deactivated. They had to cut a fullback and make him lose a game check because Rodgers' ego needs to be fed. If he's not going to play, I really don't care that he was activated after getting this fake surgery on his Achilles.
Right.
All this was just a bunch of nonsense to feed his ego, make him the star because we have to give him attention at all times. Had he came back and played, and I think there's a chance maybe he would have, then it would have been a big deal. But this
Right.
nonsense, I'm walking after 3 weeks and I'm throwing footballs after a month. It was just, hey, look, all eyes on me. I'm in New York, and he was never. I don't know.
I mean, I'll give you your flowers. You did call this, I think, a few episodes ago where I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to hear something where, oh, I'm ready to go, but since you guys got eliminated, I would have
Yeah.
played, but
I would have played, yeah.
what's the point now?
Hold me back.
Jesus, man. I
Yep.
feel Jet fans taking another L left and right, but there is some promise. You definitely know that Zach Wilson isn't the thing, so you might have to draft a quarterback, see what they do in the draft with that, or just in the free agency or any trades you can make. Hell, I would give RG3 a look as a backup at this point if you're going to bring out old Rodgers out there. Because Wentz still hasn't played a game. I mean, he might play tonight if it's a blowout.
Yeah.
But, all right. And lastly,
No, the Pistons are losing. The Pistons are down 5 after 3.
27 straight, right?
I think they're coming up in 25. Jazz have a 90-85 lead at the moment.
Last bit of news, Vikings.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw this. Vikings are set to replace their playing surface at their home stadium with a version of artificial turf that rates veteran injury data beginning February 2024. Get this, the project is worth $1.3 million to replace that field.
So it's essentially worth about as much as what Ndamukong Suh would sign for. So I think it's a good deal.
It's a good deal, all right.
Anything to preserve the health of your players. I like the idea. And obviously, you want to play on a natural surface. I don't know what the injury rate is in Vegas where they grow the grass outside, they bring it inside. 'Cause that's the only stadium that I'm aware of that uses real grass. Maybe I think Arizona does it too. Yeah. There's only a couple states because I mean
Dallas?
New Orleans, Dallas plays on turf. New Orleans plays on turf. Atlanta plays on turf. The Texans are on turf. Even outside, it's weird that the Giants and Jets don't use grass, but grass is much better for the
It's in
body,
Jersey.
obviously.
We
Yeah,
ain't
that's
doing
true. Yeah, they can't grow the grass outside of that big mall and then pull it back in. But yeah, I like it. Anything that
pitching
prolongs
with shit on
that will, because that's also like, I know it's not a big selling point if you're a free agent and you're deciding between I don't know, the Patriots and the Patriots play on turf also, but if you're deciding between like
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know you're deciding between the Chiefs and the Giants, and you're like, oh well, I got to play 8 games in MetLife and potentially tear my ACL. I'm just gonna go sign with the Bears.
Right.
I don't know if that big of a selling point that is, but that's definitely something that you can say to free agents this offseason. Hey, look, we understand Kirk got hurt last year. We have this beautiful new playing surface. There's 13% less injuries on it. I think you would benefit from it. It makes you faster, makes you run faster. Your cuts are more crisp, and maybe see if it's a selling point. If anything, it's helpful for the players because I think a lot of players want artificial surfaces banned.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to look at the chat here, and we have some action here.
Oh, we
Miami,
do.
he says Miami grows grasses too. That's Perry. Perry, shout out to Perry, friend of the
Is
show.
that stadium's open though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's open. It can have a retractable roof.
Hard Rock, yeah, because I think
They
the way it's
should for
angled,
the
the
rain,
way
but
it's
yeah.
angled, the opposing team's sideline is in the sun. It's like 114 degrees for the visiting sideline and like 80 degrees in the home sideline because they have the shade. I thought Hard Rock was open. Maybe it's a retractable. Like
I think it's a retractable.
it might be. Yeah.
And he says he wants to know if RG3's still in the league. He says,
RG3.
no shot the Giants win this. This is a get right game. Giants don't even play today. I'm confused.
Hideki and Robert. What's up?
I'm confused.
Maybe to get right game for the Eagles.
Yeah, true.
Let's go. All right, Joel. My best bet. I don't give it out before games because I don't like jinxing this stuff.
Uh-oh.
I've taken the under in the first quarter of every primetime game in the last 6 weeks, and it's hit almost all of them. So.
Are we hitting on this one?
Yeah, it already hit. I don't want to say anything until after the quarter ended. But
bad
minus
juju.
108.
Let's get it. Nice, I like that. All right. You have any news on these MLB proposed rule changes?
What proposed rule? Yes. So a couple rule changes the MLB has proposed.
I was like, what?
one of them has caused a lot of confusion. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find the list of the rule changes. These fucking dogs, man. That's all they do is bark.
For what it's worth, I don't hear them.
So there's really only 4 rule changes that they're proposing, and apparently the Players Association are kind of against most of them.
Oh, of
The
course.
first one, I don't see the point. They want to shorten the pitch clock with runners on base from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. I don't think speeding the game up when runners are on base is the problem. It was when runners were not. I think runners on base causes a little bit of drama. Why do you want to kind of mitigate that? What about you?
What was that?
Mound visit? What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's a stupid 2 seconds shaving off.
Who
You're right.
cares?
When
Yeah.
they weren't on base, that's where it was the most
Yeah.
prevalent.
That's where it dragged. Mound visits will be shortened from 5 to 4. Again, I don't see the point. I think it's fine the way it is.
4 trips.
Like 4, I think it's fine. I think 5 is a good number because it's about one every other inning. I think it's fair.
It's fine. I wouldn't care about that one rule anyway.
I don't think that rule is really hurting anything.
Right.
Now the runner's lane, this is interesting. So the runner's lane, which is like the quote unquote baseline, not actually defined by literally anything, it's going to be widened to include the dirt between the foul line and the infield grass, which would be on running to first base and running from third base.
Left and right on both sides.
Because usually you hear these things where the guy goes out of the lane. I don't know. Again, I don't really care. It's fine. Now this one is a rule I'm actually in favor of. This is going to be kind of confusing. So a pitcher who is sent out to warm up for an inning must face at least one batter. So basically what this means, it's not bullpen warming up. It's, say I have a guy up in the bullpen and my team just went down 1, 2, 3. Say I have I'm the Phillies. I have Hector, or he's not here. Alvarado's up in the bullpen. I got Wheeler at 95 pitches. It's the 7th inning. But Harper, Realmuto, and Stott just all went down 1, 2, 3. I send Wheeler out to warm up. He throws a couple pitches, and then I go out to lift him and bring in Alvarado because I wanted to give Alvarado more time in the bullpen. I think that's I know gamesmanship is a thing in baseball. Like send the pinch hitter up, and then when they change pitchers, send a pinch hitter for the pinch hitter.
Right.
But I think this is a good rule because I hate this watching on TV, being at the stadium. I think it's a lousy use of gamesmanship. It's also kind of dangerous to send a pitcher out there to go warm up and then pull him out.
Right.
It's just kind of a crappy way to kind of abuse the rules. So that one I'm in favor of. The other 3 I couldn't care less about.
I agree. Yeah, I like that. Especially if you want to speed up the game, that hurts the game by doing that because you're doing gamemanship. So for TV, the commercial because the pitcher now has to get changed. We're sitting there with our thumbs up our butts. But then again, we can have more time to go get some ice cream in those long lines at CBP.
And I think most people would agree that last year the rule changes were generally positive. The games were way shorter, but like the actual action in the game was not shorter. Like the pitches were still the pitches. The stolen bases were still the stolen bases, which were aided by the bigger bases. And I thought the pitch clock was good last year.
It was.
I don't think they need to change anything about it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially going to those games. Dude, it flies by, and on TV, it flies even faster.
The only thing I would maybe do is add 2 seconds to the pitch clock in the postseason, but 2 seconds is not going to make or break anything. I don't think we really saw any pitch clock violations in the playoffs.
Well, for Kimbrel, he needs every bit of any advantage he can.
Yeah, good luck, Baltimore.
And I like how you said earlier, I think Baltimore expected for a down year. Well, they picked the perfect guy for it.
Yeah.
Kimbrel,
downgrading from Felix Bautista because of his Tommy John surgery to Craig Kimbrel's not going to do him any good.
And letting go of Gibson, too. Solid
Gibby. Where he went to the of course he went to the Cardinals. He just looks like a Cardinal.
Oh, Cardinal, yes.
Yeah, he's a Cardinal. Him and I think Lance Lynn also went to the Cards.
Yep. That's fine.
Flyers for the 800th game in a row, out shooting their opponent by a lot, but still only tied at the end of the second period.
Dude, Flyers are.
Flyers are red hot, man. We don't have them on the rundown here, but points in 9 straight. They're 7-0-2 in their last 9.
We
They
sorted
just
it out.
beat. They just beat. They made Frank the Tank meltdown the other night. They beat the Devils in overtime
I wanted to
on a
see.
really just an egregious giveaway, and
I saw.
our buddy Owen Tippett put the biscuit in the basket. You got to get pucks deep, get hard on the bodies, soft dump in the corner, and
High
how
motor.
fitting. Owen Tippett, OT in OT. The Senators just fired their coach, Claude Giroux, the guy that they got for him. Owen Tippett seems to be coming into his own. All of a sudden, that trade doesn't look so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I have to. We got to go to a game. We got to go to a
Yeah,
game. In
I was
Philly, though.
actually looking. I was looking at the game tonight, but I was like, you know what, it's going to interfere with the scheduling here.
Ah. Dang. Listen, no more runners. Oh, Perry
it.
says no more runners on second. Is that a
I
thing?
wish.
Oh, for
Uh,
the rule change?
Yeah, I wish. That's the only thing I don't like that they did is the runner on second.
Yeah, that kind of hurts the game.
I don't like it.
It's almost a
mean, like,
guarantee to run, but then if you don't get it, the other team's surely probably going to get it.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on the home team because the road team scores so often in those situations. We got red zone action.
Uh-oh. Rams?
The Rams are in the red zone. Yeah.
All right, real quick. We did talk about the Flyers. Let's do a quick current state of Philadelphia teams right now. Where would you rank them? We're talking about basketball,
47.
Sixers, Eagles, Flyers, Phillies. Current ranking, obviously, one is in the off season.
Good. I was gonna have the Union on there, but I was just gonna have them 5th by default.
Yeah, they're always going to be default.
And have them 6th behind the Wolves.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Are we going? Are we reading the whole thing, or are we just doing?
Well, or do you want to? Let's go. Let's go. Agree. Let's see. Would you put Phillies at 5 at this point?
I don't. I have the Union at 5.
Excuse me. Yes, 5.
Well, the 6 behind me, but I have the Flyers 4th,
Really?
and that's not because they're bad. I think it's just because they're a little bit ahead of schedule. I think they're kind of overachieving at the moment. I don't believe them to be a contender for the Stanley Cup. I think the other 3 Philadelphia teams are firmly contenders for their respective trophies. You know what I mean? And even though they're probably the most fun right now because they're playing with house money, and they have a young roster, and there's Mitch Kov is coming soon. Gauthier will be here soon. They have guys. Massimo Rizzo is coming soon. Like they have guys in the pipeline that'll be here. So there's optimism there more so than the other 3 teams where there's pressure.
I'll put Phillies in that spot.
Okay. Phillies 4?
Because just by default. I'm talking about right now, at this current moment. Obviously,
Well, the Phillies can't win the World Series right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Currently, right now, who's getting you more excited as a Philadelphia sports team?
If we're doing that, then
the
Phillies are with the unit because the Phillies have done nothing this offseason. They brought Nola back, and that's it.
Now, if they signed Yamamoto about an hour ago, I mean, they're shooting at the top 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Well, I think the Phillies in general, I kind of misread this. So I thought I had the Phillies first of the 5 Philadelphia teams, but at the moment, the team that's getting me the most excited, they are dead last.
Yes.
Aside from the Union and even probably more excited than the Wolves, but still, I have them. So I will go. So I'll have the Flyers 3rd then, and I'll have the Phillies 4th.
All right. The way
Although the Flyers are more entertaining than the other 2.
Well, I was gonna say number 3 for me would be probably the Eagles, just because, dude, back-to-back losses,
Those games
losses,
are
tough losses. Sirianni looking like a dope more than ever. Pencil Boy at the helm. I love your Tuesday 10. Pencil Boy, your Twitter feed since his announcement of taking over as defensive coordinator has been nothing short of brilliant.
Thank you.
You're pointing out he has a pencil for his laminated sheet at every second of every day in Twitter. Or on X, excuse me.
And he does nothing with it.
And he does nothing with it. Is great content here. I would have the Eagles at 3rd. Right now, they're just sourpussing me, or sourpusses at this point. I'm just not thrilled. If Tommy DeVito on Monday Night Football at the link, they're minus 13.5.
Yeah, and it was I think 11 the other day. I think it's actually growing.
If he closes that gap and fucking possibly win it on a Drew Lock 92-yard drive that we just saw, mind you. There's no hope. This team is doomed for a first round exit immediately out of the playoffs. I'll
Yeah,
just say it right here. There's no shot.
it's crazy that going into the playoffs they could be, a 13-win team and go on the road to face a 9-win Bucks team.
Right.
I have the Eagles third as well. I guess I have the Eagles second, I guess technically, because I have the Flyers third.
I would have the Flyers
Eagles
second.
Yeah, I got the Eagles second. And then, of course, we both have the Sixers first, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
I know that every year
Tremendous.
they do this, it's almost like the Cowboys thing where it's like, hate my life. All right, season's about to start. We them boys. Oh no, hate my life. It's Sixers. It's I'm not into this. This is just I know what happened last year. This is gonna suck. This is kind of fun. Oh man, it beats the MVP playoffs. I hate my life. Like I know I know that we're gonna get that.
Is it
But
that?
for the
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but for the time being, you have to appreciate. Embiid is averaging 41 points a game in December, and he's on this ridiculous. I think he's at what 10 games in a row with 30 and 10.
12.
It's 12, and I think the record is 17 for Kareem. He could very well break that record. Embiid could lead the league in scoring 3 years in a row, and he could win back-to-back MVPs. He could very easily win because Jokic right now. I know Jokic is still amazing, and I think he's a great player.
Very.
Embiid right now is playing a different sport than the rest of the NBA, like legitimately as a center.
Is it part pride and showing up like James Harden? As much as he would love him back and all this other stuff, James Harden kind of like didn't want to be there anymore. He said, "I don't care about Joel Embiid at this point. I'm looking out for myself."
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid's probably growing up like, you know what? He helped me a lot. And Harden, for what it's worth, helped Maxey and Embiid out a
I agree.
lot.
Yeah,
on shooting.
I would
space.
argue he kind of stunted the on-court performance for Maxey, but I think overall he helped his game.
For sure. And Joel is just taking everything personal. He's just going ham. And these, granted, the schedule is the schedule. They're going against teams that suck, or not suck, but like aren't performing great. So it's easy to put up these numbers, but he's resting, which is very key. In the fourth quarter, he's barely not even playing, except for last night.
He how many minutes did he play last night?
Let me see. I can check it out right now.
36, I think.
He
it
played
was.
up to the 2 minutes in the fourth quarter because they were down,
Yeah.
and he needed that 51 points to stick it.
Yeah, they kind of him and Maxey had what 89 points combined.
Probably a little bit more than that, but yeah,
Might have
close
been,
to it.
Even more. Yeah, Embiid played. So Embiid going into last night had 6 more points than minutes played this year. He had 51.36 minutes. He had
Jesus.
He had fewer minutes than Maxey. Yeah, they had 86 points combined yesterday. Embiid had 15 more points than minutes. He now has 21 more points than minutes played this season. Again, no one has done that ever while averaging at least 12 or while scoring at least 1,000 points in a season since Wilt. If you break a Wilt record, that's like breaking a Gretzky record.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in an elite company. Joel Embiid is a special player. I don't like this though, as I'm looking at the box score. 9 points. 9 points from one Tobias Harris.
Yeah, Casper the Friendly Ghost is. I think he's getting. Would you say the Danny Green award goes to Tobias Harris? The Danny Green of the game, Tobias Harris. I think part of what
Daniel House is out there.
I think something that has kind of has struck me in recent years, and I think I may have even said this a couple of months ago,
right,
or I guess a few weeks ago, is I think this Sixers team, when it's led by Embiid, Maxey, Harris, and the other parts around it, it's whatever. The other parts are moving.
Sure.
I think they play their best when they are pissed off, because if you remember 2 years ago, they were playing great basketball when Simmons was sitting out, and they hadn't yet received Harden, and they were playing great team ball. They were moving the ball well. Thibault was playing great. Andre Drummond was great for them. Curry was having a good season. And then they made the Harden trade, and they were still good. They were a 3 seed.
Phase.
They changed a little bit. Last year, they kind of coasted most of the season. They just got by on talent. This year, I think when you take a piece away, I think when you take a piece away, all the other pieces get stronger on this team. And then when you introduce guys like Batum and Covington and Morris and KJ Martin and they got another player. Who else? Who's the other? Oubre coming in.
Melton.
when you put these guys in place and Beverly, you realize that
Bev.
when you have role players who don't have very wide mouths that need to be fed all the time,
Right.
your focal points, whether it be Maxi and Embiid, Harris, and then to a lesser extent Melton, and I'll count Oubre as part of that core too because he was here when the season started. Those guys, because they're not having to worry about facilitating and incorporating like a big personality and a guy that needs the ball all the time, I think it strengthens them because now you have Batum, who's the best entry passer I think the Sixers have had since
Right.
Maurice Cheeks at this point. You bring in Covington, who's a reliable defender and a good, corner three guy. And now everything just kind of falls into place. And I think that this team plays its best ball when it's missing a guy and that strengthens the other pieces around him. And then replacing that guy. Like, what did I say last offseason? I think the best way to win in the NBA is two max players and great role players around them.
Yep.
I don't think this three-headed monster or this four-headed monster works unless you are the Cavs or the Warriors or the Heat, where you have three top 10 players or four top 20 players.
Right.
The Sixers have two top 25 players, maybe arguably top 20. And then their next best player is probably the 50th best player in the league, Tobias or Oubre, whoever. I think the blueprint is two max guys and then really good role players around them, and that's exactly what they have right now.
Very true. It's spot on. I mean, you brought that last season or during the off season, and it clicked. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Back then, sure, Big Three was the thing.
Oh yeah, it was a thing for a while. Yeah,
and then
it was like baggy pants and leggings. It was just a fad.
Because
you almost couldn't. You couldn't win without a big three. I mean, the Sixers had to go get a big five when they had Redick and Harris and Butler.
Right.
But I think over time you realize that, like, if you look at the Bucks are probably the last team that won with a big three. They had, unless you count the Warriors. Well, the Warriors even, it was Curry and kind of not really much else. Wiggins was really good for them, but Wiggins I consider like just a max role player. If you look at the Bucks, I mean, Holiday and Middleton are not like superstars.
It's Lopez had a good season.
Yeah, Lopez was great, but again, a great role player.
Right.
I know that those three guys were probably max guys. That's probably not a great example, but those two, and then Jokic and Murray, and then great role players. And even Murray was in and out of the lineup. They got a lot out of Aaron Gordon. They got a lot out of Michael Porter Jr. I think the blueprint is two max, and then you can spend like $6 to $15 million on your bench.
Like Bruce Brown got a big paycheck for going to Indy.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's more likely that you're going to win if you're not allocating 80% of your salary cap to your three best players.
Sure.
Or in some cases, over 100% of your salary cap because of the way the cap is structured.
Right. I mean, Sixers are playing great. Kudos to Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
That's
getting
into
thing.
Shape in the offseason, conditioning wise.
I know that was a big deal heading into the season, but I don't think enough has been made about the upgrade from Rivers to Nurse. This team looks totally different. This team looks like an NBA team. It doesn't look like a bunch of guys playing on a blacktop somewhere.
Dude, I haven't seen B-Ball Paul play this much basketball.
I know.
My entire life until this season.
I think Glenn Rivers thought his name was just Paul because he never played him. He's B-Ball Paul.
Right.
He has to play basketball.
We were there. I believe it was the Thunder game.
Oh my God!
Where it was like a bunch of people that we had no idea, and he does a turnaround. I don't know what he did, but
he did that. He tried to do the LeBron dunk, and he bricked it on a breakaway.
And seconds later,
I don't think he played. He didn't play again until this October. After that,
right? And that's just you're playing basically scared and pressured. You have to perform and go by whatever the play is, and you can't do bonehead moves. Not sure it was a bonehead move, but
yeah, it was silly. They were up by 50 against the Thunder, but
come on.
And vibes were high. That was right after they got Harden. Also, consider the crazy thing is some of the most improved players in the NBA this year. Isaiah Joe,
dude,
who Glenn never played. Paul Reed, I think, is the most improved Sixer, aside from maybe Maxey, who is another improved player.
Thibault?
Just guys that Thibault's been playing pretty well.
Shooting threes. What?
I know. Yeah. He was shooting them here. He wasn't making them.
Well, he's making them over there.
He was also not playing very much. So I do think there's something to Glenn just didn't trust young guys. I think his whole thing was, the Boston Celtics had no young guys outside of Rondo, and I trusted all my old guys, James Posey and Eddie House and all these guys.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just going to trust my old heads like I did in, the Clippers, where Redick played all the time. Jamal Crawford played 30 minutes a game at 35 years old. CP3, Blake Griffin.
On one leg.
I don't want rookies. Even Maxey was glued to the bench as a rookie.
It was.
The only reason he became a star is because he pretty much covered for Simmons when he got into foul trouble in Game 6 in Atlanta. So and Shake Milton kind of playing poorly with the Wolves this year, and Niang's not been that great. So they definitely upgraded the bench, but Paul Reed becoming like a real backup center. I think the fact that they spent the money they did on him told me the front office believes in him, even if Glenn didn't.
Exactly. And well, the fans were clamoring. He's a fan favorite.
He was a good player in
He was.
college, and he was skilled. He's a mid range jumper guy. He can protect the rim a little bit. Plays with energy. He's always pissed. He's selling $150 hoodies.
I'm sorry. Look at the chat. I think we lost Perry. He's like, no one cares about hockey, and it's gone.
Yeah, says the Rangers fan.
Oh, you hate to see it, but
Whatever.
yeah, I mean, B-ball Paul, sensational, like a solid backup. Obviously,
Talking about hockey for 30 seconds.
of course, you were like a bigger big, and Mo Bamba. Do we have him or Bull? Bamba,
Yeah,
right?
he's here.
He hasn't
Bamba's
really
here, yeah.
played, but we played a little bit last night with Korkmaz, but that was a
That's right. The
beat
human
down.
victory cigar.
yeah. All right, let's switch gears. Week 16 picks, TTP, and then we have a top 10, which should be very interesting. What are we thankful? Not most thankful for. Obviously, it's what we're thankful for. As we wrap up 2023, I think this is our last episode. No,
It
second,
is.
second to last, right?
I think, yeah, we got one more in. I got one more in me. The Rams gave Shohei Ohtani a jersey that has his name and it's like, it's not like he just moved to LA from Boston. He's been in LA for the last 8 years.
Anaheim is mid.
Anaheim's just a different country. It's like, I guess, Delco versus the Delco Angels and Philadelphia Phillies. All right, so we're picking, and then we're gonna do our top things we're thankful for, and then we're gonna see everybody next week.
Yes. And
All
there's
right,
no more Tuesday 10? Or you have one
I
more in the
will.
books?
I'm gonna try. I'll do one next week.
Hey.
Tuesday 10. I will be off from work that day, so I don't know if maybe I'll knock it out first thing in the morning. But yeah, 26th. I will be off. I'm working both days this weekend. I'm working 7 straight days essentially. Monday through Sunday.
Jesus.
And then although abbreviated, I'm only working 5 hours Saturday and like 6 hours Sunday, but I'm gonna be off for Christmas and then off the day after. So very excited. And then I'm off New Year's Eve and New Year's Day most
I'll be
because
working.
my number 2 on my most thankful list is going to play a part in that. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
We had to make these picks off air. For what it's worth, I had the Rams off air. Your pick tonight, New
I had the
Orleans versus the Rams. Yeah, so we both have the Rams. That's no secret. I think the Rams are going to beat the Saints, no problem. We do have 2 Saturday games:
Yes.
Cincy at Pitt and Buffalo at the Chargers. Cincinnati at Pitt. Cincinnati's a -2.5 favorite. Mason Rudolph starting for the Steelers. I'm going Cincinnati in that game. Jake Browning.
You're all in on Browning?
Yeah, I like him a lot. I've been all in on him for a while now.
You're all in on him sooner than you were on Burrow. The travesty continues.
Turns out he's not a system quarterback because Browning is the system.
I love the shot where he went right at the camera like, you should have never effing traded me.
I
or
love
cut
that.
me.
I love that so much. And people are like, I already hate this guy. No, fuck you, man. Minshew was like a cult hero after doing something like that. So, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with the Bengals as well.
Yeah, Bengals. Buffalo at the Chargers.
Oof.
No more Justin Herbert. No more Brandon Staley.
See ya!
Gone. I mean, you hate to see it, but we've been calling it for a year and a half.
I don't know who their interim coach is. I don't know the point of it.
Special
Yeah, we've been
teams
talking about this for a
coach?
while. GIF. I think he's either some sort of.
Yo,
That's usually what
fire
it is.
Kellen Moore. That bum. That bitch ass motherfucker.
I mean,
Excuse my
Easton Stick had a
French.
good game last week.
Dude, you were brought there to be the offensive coordinator. You look like a bozo to see how Dallas has been playing this season without you. You go there, Justin Herbert digresses, Brandon Staley gets fired. There's a chance for you to step up and be the head coach. And you said, nah, B, I'm trying to keep my options open. I don't want to be exposed.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign as an organization. I would let him go as soon as the season's over as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't want to be your interim coach, that means he's not interested in being your full-time coach after the season either.
Right.
He's hoping a job becomes available, whether it be Washington or one of these other teams. I don't know what it would be, but
Just go to college.
yeah,
Just go to college.
I think Harbaugh is your next guy.
Or Bill
But
Belichick.
I guess we're going Buffalo for that one as well, right?
You never know, man. Team rally's
Yeah.
always behind the fired coach. Buffalo, they're not at home, but
It's true.
it's a Saturday night game. I don't know. I'll go Chargers. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You going
Okay. Why
Chargers?
not?
You want Chargers?
No, I'm going
Ooh.
Buffalo.
All right. First difference that we have in the picks. All right. What's next?
Then we got a bunch of Sunday games. Indianapolis at Atlanta. Atlanta is the favorite in that game.
Don't know why. Unless they're resting people, there's no. I don't know why. Give me Colts.
Yeah, Minshew. I'm a big Minshew guy. Atlanta didn't really show me anything. So
Unless someone's injured on offense, I don't see that. I don't know why.
yeah, I don't know what it is. Apparently Arthur Smith, because he's the offensive play caller, he is twice as bad as the next worst play caller in the NFL this year in terms of EPA per play. Brian Johnson, believe it or not, is top 5. So, continuing on Sunday, Green Bay Packers at the Carolina Panthers. Packers -4.5. Panthers coming off a walk-off win in front of dozens of people on Sunday against the Falcons.
Give me Seattle.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Oh wait, Packers game? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, which one are you looking at? Oh, you're looking at Seattle?
Oh,
Well,
my bad. Yeah, give me Green Bay.
yeah,
Why
Packers,
not?
Panthers.
My bad.
Next we got Cleveland and Houston. Cleveland -2.5. Joe Flacco against Case Keenum.
Flacco looking great.
Flacco's looking good. Keenum looked pretty good.
Well, Flacco looks great. Man's every bit of 40, it looks like. And they're riding high with him, too. Give me the Browns.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because I kind of want to take the like the Browns are the hot team. I kind of want to take Houston here. This is a Houston line, 2.5.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Keenum looked good.
They're at
This
home.
is a battle of two good defenses, man.
They are
I
at
think
home.
I'm going to go Cleveland. I just think they have more offensive firepower.
Okay. What's next?
Detroit at Minnesota on the
Detroit.
turf that kills people. Detroit is -3.
Jeez.
Should be a pretty high scoring game, I think.
Yeah, inside. I mean, if they can get rocking, might throw off Detroit in that dome. Give me Vikings. Jed is back officially now. Yeah, give me the Vikings. Madison's been playing out of his mind too.
I think
Or
this is a big game because of where the landscape of
Divisions.
that division right now. These two teams are both fighting for playoff spots. Green Bay is also fighting for a spot. I think the cream always rises, and in this case, I think the cream is Detroit. I think they're the best team in that division.
Man, the Lions finally turning it around. They were the laughing stock of the league, and now look at them now.
Happy for them though. Dan Campbell, having success. They're going to probably be in the playoffs regardless of if they win the division or not.
Eating kneecaps to winning the division.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
All right. Next up we have the Jets hosting the What the Heck WFT. The Josh Harris versus this is a high total for this game, 37.5. We got the Commanders at the Jets. I don't even know. I don't even care. These two teams do nothing.
This is just for pride, I guess. Give me the Jets solely on defense.
I'm gonna go Washington. I think Sam Howell's the best quarterback in the building.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Couple more Sunday games. Seattle at Tennessee. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers, now that he's supposed to be fully back, but he's not going to be back now, does he run out with the flag and says, "Look, guys, I can do this"?
They should wheel him out the flag.
All right, what you got? Seattle next?
Yeah, Seattle, Tennessee. You have Seattle in that game, right? Drew Lock versus either Will Levis or whoever his backup is. Because Will Levis, I believe, is on the injury report.
Ooh, yeah. This should be Seattle.
Yeah, should be. I think we're due for a big time regression from Lock. Give me Tennessee.
There you go.
Jacksonville, Tampa. This is a matchup of the two quarterbacks. Actually, so this line may have changed because Lawrence concussion protocol.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
So Tampa's -2.5 at the time of recording, but I just got a notification about an hour ago that Lawrence is unlikely to play Sunday. So this could be kind of a dangerous spot.
I'll tell you right now. It is. What's the line? It says -3.
Okay, so it's moved a little
Tampa.
bit.
-3 Tampa, 41.5.
Okay, so it's just slightly moved. I still think Tampa wins. What do you think? Jacksonville's backup is C.J. Beathard, who's not terrible, but he's not that good. Oh God, Derek Carr touchdown pass. He's not as good as Trevor Lawrence. Not as dynamic either.
Uh, the Battle of Florida. Give me Tampa. Baker Mayfield's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's also a team fighting for a playoff spot in the divisional spot, excuse me, in the NFC South. So Bucks have to win out to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
they do.
playoff. I think Jacksonville, regardless, will be in the playoffs, whether they lose or win this game.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think they could say
divisional
the AFC is so weird. I don't really
Right.
know what to make of the AFC right now.
Dude, the Bills were 6-6 at one point,
They were,
on the brink of death.
and now they're what, 8-6?
Yep.
Yeah, this is an interesting. This next game,
got the Bucks
this is the. I'm gonna go Bucks. Yeah. Next we got the Who Cares Bowl, Arizona versus Chicago, a battle of underwhelming number, first round picks at quarterback.
And feeling what's that in the pit of your stomach. There's no dressing on this one. This is just Bears. I can care less about this.
Uh,
Kyler Murray's back though.
yeah, don't do anything. Let's go Arizona. Screw it. Although Chicago's defense has been really good. Actually, you know what? No, Chicago's defense has been really good lately. I'm gonna go Bears.
Bears it is. Oh boy.
Next up, oh boy, yeah, this is a good one. This probably should be the primetime game, although they can't move Bill out of primetime twice in 2 weeks. Dallas at Miami. Miami -1.5. I gotta be honest with you, that is a Miami line.
1,000%.
Miami -1.5. Are you kidding me? I think they're gonna beat Dallas.
This is in Miami. Dallas on
Miami.
the road is no bueno.
Yep.
Oh, and they get Tyreek Hill back. Oh, say it ain't so, baby. I got Dolphins all day on this one.
Yep. Dolphins it is.
All right. Broncos
Sunday Night
country time?
Football.
Oh shit.
What's that?
Sunday Night Football is in Broncos country.
Tom Brady and the New England Patriots go into Mile High, take on
Peyton Manning?
Brock Osweiler and the Denver Broncos.
Damn. Not even a Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning on the sideline holding the clipboard without being able to feel his fingertip.
Getting ready for the Manning
Denver,
cast
New
on
England.
Monday.
Denver laying a touchdown here, 6.5.
This smells like an upset.
This is gonna suck. I gotta hear Chris Collinsworth try to talk to me about Bailey Zappi and Russell Wilson for 3 hours. You kidding me?
While talking about Mac Jones' regression.
Yeah, and how it is what it is.
You know what it is going to be? It's going to be a lot of talk of how great Bill Belichick is, his history. They're going to fill airtime with Bill Belichick as his coaching tenure. And where will he go if he decides to coach again? If he should coach again? It's just going to be just glazing him all night long. Give me Denver on this one.
Do you think Do you think they will bring up the fact that Belichick could change employers at the end of the year?
It's known fact already. It's
Yeah, but do you
public
think
knowledge.
that's something that they would? I don't know. No, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't talk about rape on the air, but they'll talk about they'll talk about guys potentially changing teams. I think you're right. I don't know. There might be like a point where Collinsworth goes, there's talk, but he's still locked in. His defense is playing well the last 2.5 games. They did kind of confuse Mahomes last week. This is
For what it's worth,
34.5.
these guys are playing for pride. They're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're playing for their head coach, who is publicly known as one of the greatest coaches of all time. Debatable if that's the case. But everyone knows that he's been gone since the Germany game. Yet
Yeah.
they're still playing hard, and they've won a game or two since then.
You know what's crazy? Wasn't there a report before the Germany game that if they lost the Germany game, there was a chance they would just leave him in Germany? And then recently we got the report that, after the Germany game, they, decided they were going to dub him. I'm going to go Denver for what it's worth.
If that were the case, I'm sure Bill Belichick has enough money in the bank to private jet charter his way back to New England. Now, if that was Staley, oh boy,
Staley's staying over there. He's with Kingsbury.
you gotta learn pounds, boy.
We got a 3-headed monster on Christmas Day. We got 5 good games of sports on Christmas Day. We got Actually, 8 good games. We got the 5 NBA games are going to be good.
Yep.
You got Lakers, Celtics, Sixers, Heat, Denver, somebody.
I hope baseball's
The
paying attention to this.
Was it Denver Warriors? I think,
Yeah.
or Phoenix
Nope.
Warriors or something like that.
I think Grizzlies. No?
And then we got Bucks Knicks. Yeah. So we got a good 5 games. It is we got Sixers, Heat, Bucks, Knicks, Warriors, Nuggies, Celtics, Lakers, Mavs, Suns, and then we got 3 good football games. Vegas at Kansas City. Vegas coming off of a 100-point game, which got Brandon Staley sent to the moon. Kansas City coming off kind of a stinker in New England, but they somehow won. Kansas City's -10.
Dude, they're
So
not making the Super Bowl.
They think this is the get-right game for the Chiefs. I don't think they're covering 10 here. Damn. Pistons lost.
Hate to see it.
Still, literally the last time I bet them this season.
Just to be
They
different,
lost by 8.
I'm going Raiders. Max Crosby hates Pat
I'll
Mahomes.
Venmo you $100 right now if you tell me who the leading scorer for the Jazz was and the leading assister for the, is that a word? Leading assist guy for the Jazz was this year.
This
No,
year,
I'm sorry, this tonight.
I couldn't even name a player on the Jazz.
I didn't know this guy was a Jazz player.
Oh wait, Dario Saric.
Close.
Oh,
Kelly Olynyk had 27 points tonight. And
Damn.
get this, Providence's own Chris Dunn, 10 assists. Wow, what a game.
Jesus. Another L for Monty Williams.
Kansas City falling off hard. You know what, 5 losses right now?
Kadarius Toney's spotlight is red hot on you, man.
Yeah, especially on Christmas. I'm gonna go Chiefs to win. I'm gonna go Vegas to cover though.
I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
Thank you.
All right, this game.
This
Oh,
game,
boy.
the Boston Scott Bowl, Giants Eagles, the Golden Tate Bowl. Eagles are -13.5 in this one.
I don't see it.
I don't know.
Can't see it.
I'm going Eagles to win,
Same.
but I don't think this is a get-right game. I don't think they're going to beat them 41-10. This is going to be an ugly slog. Maybe they get 30 points. Maybe they don't. I don't know what to make of this.
Is there a chance Jalen throws a touchdown for once in a month? It feels like.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he'll vulture another. You know, DeAndre Swift has gotten tackled inside the 5 like 7 times this year, and Hurts is either vultured a touchdown away from or they haven't scored. DeAndre Swift is going to fire. He's going to sue the NFL when he retires because last year Jamal Williams led the NFL in touchdowns because he just got the ball every time Swift would carry the ball 14 times on a drive and get inside the 10, and Jamal Williams throws his helmet on and gets a touchdown. And now he's getting screwed by Jalen Hurts this year.
And Jalen Hurts is getting all the attention. I think he just tied Newton.
Who cares?
Like the most in a season type of thing.
I'm starting to sour on it.
It's a tush push. That's all they're good for. Like you named on the Tuesday 10. They're good for 4 plays, and one of them is a tush push, which is the most successful one of them all.
It's a tush push, the punt,
field goal first.
The kickoff. Yeah, they're very good at that.
Kelly.
Man, Jake Kelly. I'll be honest with you, the Eagles are the best special teams in the league. Rick Lovato never had a bad snap. Covey's great. Yeah, Covey's going to be a Pro Bowler. Covey's probably going to be on the all-white team in the racism bowl too. So he's our punt returner.
I would have him as my punt returner.
The Cam Newton touchdowns when he was getting the ball with a lead blocker, whether it be Mike Tolbert or Jonathan Stewart or whoever it was.
Yeah.
And he would carry the ball from the shotgun, like a quarterback power. That's a lot different from a tush push.
Yeah.
Where you got Dallas Goedert behind you pushing you forward.
right, and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, your biggest players behind it. You know, talk to me when they do a tush push and let Mailata carry the ball.
Right. right. For what it's worth, Eagles at home, Christmas afternoon.
Yeah.
This
Eagles
feels like it should be a get right game because
they've only lost 1 game at home this year.
It's all on your side. It's all on your side to win this. There's no excuse for this to even be close. Giants are playing inspired football for sure. They have nothing to lose, but they're playing hard.
They are. They still have an outside chance to make the playoffs. They could either finish with the 2nd pick in the draft or make the playoffs. That's how the 7-team, playoff format really kind of helps them.
Well, I would take the Giants the closest line for sure. Then
Yeah, I don't know how this line got bigger. It was 11.5 Wednesday. I don't know how it's 13.5 now.
I think it's because the Avante Maddox maybe full participant.
Maybe, I don't know.
Boston Scott, you mentioned it that his number went from plus 500 to plus 290.
500 for a guy that has 17 carries on the season is also crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, he Boston Scott on DraftKings, by the way. The best bet I made today was he's plus 1100 to score the final touchdown of the game.
We have
You
a
remember?
chat here. Mikey
Oh,
says,
Mikey's here.
"Hello, Robert."
Hello, Michael. Hello, Schmoopy. Um,
Whoa,
as he leaves. Um,
he probably did just leave. Did I throw you off on that one?
yeah, I didn't realize anybody. I posted it on Facebook. Got a like. That's exciting.
Yes.
Um, matter of fact, we might have gotten 2. Yeah, we got 2 likes. Nice. Eagles win. Giants cover.
Do you see Jalen Hurts? We got to admit it. He has regressed.
Yep.
Do you see him having a bounce back game, or do you feel like the defense and maybe the running game is going to carry him and this offense and this team for a win?
I think it'll be like a good enough game from him, not one that gets us excited. I think it's okay. That's that's a little bit more like it, but that's not like we're not going to get Jalen against the Vikings last year. We're not going to get Jalen against the Giants last year, where it's our 250, 4 total touchdowns.
Right.
I feel good about this team. It's going to be he's going to throw for 5, have about 60 rushing yards, have a tush push touchdown, and they're going to win 27 to 17.
True.
And DeVito's going to have 2 10-play drives where he leads them to a touchdown, and including 1 lapse in the secondary where Bradbury thinks the safety's getting a guy, but there's a guy running wide open behind him.
I'm excited to see how Philadelphia treats DeVito with the Italian hand gesture.
Oh man, he's going right into he's going right into the fire.
I think this is the most hostile environment he's faced yet.
Well, yeah. Did you see they asked him? They asked him what his most
really?
hostile environment he's ever played. He named a high school. Did you know? So I
boy.
found this out yesterday. Do you know that? Do you know which quarterback he shares an agent with?
No.
That is that massive Guido. Trevor Lawrence apparently is also that guy is a client
Jesus.
of his agent.
That
Dude that
explains
belongs on like a Lucky Charms box with that green suit.
That explains a lot.
And then Christmas, Monday Night Football. This is quite the entree. Move the roast beef away. Put the women and children to bed. This is a Super Bowl preview. Baltimore, San Francisco. Talk to me. Talk to me, dirty NFL. Who made this? Who made this decision? Amazon finally, that AI that they use to make the schedule that they show 15 ads for every time we watch a game on Prime. Finally, we got a good one. Baltimore, San Fran. They was cooking when they put this schedule together.
Go on, man. Cook. Talk your shit.
Baltimore, San Fran. Who we like here? San Fran minus 5.5. That's far too many points.
Oof. No me gusta.
So there's still an avenue for the Eagles to get the 1 seed. They got to win out. They got to win all 3. They need a little help from their friends in Miami. Miami's got to beat Dallas this week. San Fran's got to lose to Baltimore, and then another game the rest of the way, which could be the Rams game, Week 18. So, I'm sorry, yeah, San Fran's got to lose to Baltimore and the Rams, and the Eagles got to win out, and the Cowboys got to lose 1 game, which will probably be the Miami game. And then the Eagles finish the season, I think, 13-4 with more wins than Dallas and more wins than San Fran.
Oh, dude, this is legit, like you said, a Super Bowl preview. I mean, if you haven't looked at the color scheme for the logo for Super Bowl this year,
I mean, it's certainly not going to be Vikings Cardinals.
It's staring us right in the face there.
Vikings Chiefs, I guess.
San Fran at home is a big deal.
Yes.
Okay, this was in Baltimore. Changes a lot.
Very excited to watch the Niners play 18 miles away from San Francisco, by the way.
I'm going San Fran in a close one all the way up until the fourth quarter where kind of just gets away out of reach. Where it's like, all right.
I think we get a little help from our friends here. I think the Ravens help them and then help the Eagles out.
Really,
and then we get our hopes up that the Eagles could be the 1 seed.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
It figures I have Cooper Kupp in my work league, and my opponent has Puka Nacua. Puka's got 63 yards. Cooper's got 28. And Puka's got a touchdown.
Of course. Well, that could also be me by I've learned this in football. Anytime I pick anybody for prop on touchdown, they don't really get it. They just have like
Yeah.
a off day because of me. Because of me. All right, so you have Ravens on the docket for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens.
All right. Let's hit this real
TTP.
quick. TTP. Lock dog
Let's
points total.
let's blow through this. Who you like? What do you want to go with first?
Give me the Dolphins as my lock.
Okay,
This
we're
is
going
a
lock.
1,000% lock.
My lock this week is going to be. I'll go Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna take my points next, if that's all right.
Sure.
I'm gonna go Vegas.
All right. Vegas.
Vegas plus 10.
All right. My points will be. Let me see if I can find it.
A lot of short lines this week.
Oh,
What?
gross. Give me Green Bay. -4.5.
Okay. Yeah, Carolina, they're due for a regression. They're probably not going to score 9 points again.
They gave up 7.
Yeah, it's like watching Iowa.
Right. Give me total. Give me under 43 in the Arizona Chicago Moon game.
Let's go. I'm gonna go. Yeah, here we go. All right, Stafford touchdown pass. Was it caught by Cup?
Please, for God's sakes.
Not looking good.
Dude, you're telling
Not
me
looking good.
Nakua again.
Not looking good. Demarcus Robinson. Okay,
Who?
fine. That helps no one. That helps no one. It hurts no one.
Hurts me in my ticket. This is crazy.
Let's go. Let's go over in Indianapolis, Atlanta.
All right. I like
That's
it.
44.5. And then my dog in the week.
Dogs.
Let's go with
Not too many. I don't think you picked.
let's go with Washington.
Ooh, they're a dog. Oh yeah, Jets. I'll go Colts.
Okay. I like that. The Colts are gonna win. All right, and then top 10 things we're thankful for. Now, this is not the top 10 things we're most thankful for. So if I leave anything off that I realize after the fact I should have put on here, that's my excuse.
All right.
Would you like to start with 10?
Yeah, I'll start with 10.
Let's go. Because I think we're gonna have the same thing at number 1.
I doubt that highly.
All right.
Maybe. No,
Oh, okay.
Maybe. We'll probably have overlapping at some point. This is all comedy purpose, satire.
I don't know if we will actually.
For me, it is anyway.
One thing we will. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have one thing that overlaps.
Oh, excuse me. All right. This is all comedy purpose. Number 10 for me. What I'm thankful for is global warming. I hate the snow. Hate the cold. I can't believe there's not a single snowflake that hit yet, and we're days away from Christmas. Thank God for that. I'll take the cold. Get the snow the fuck away from me. So global warming for me. Thankful for.
We both started hot. Number 10 for me is the Reminders app. Let's be real, guys.
That.
Let's be real, guys. Nobody knows anybody's birthday anymore. Reminders app lets me know every time. I do know a couple people's. I know yours. I know my parents. I know my sister. I know my sister's fiance. I know my wife. I know my dogs. I know Fireman Joe and a couple friends. Aside from that, if I'm gonna wish somebody happy birthday, 7:30 in the morning. Oh, cool! It's Jonathan's birthday. All right, let me text him. I don't know anybody named Jonathan, but in theory,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's so and so's birthday. Let me send them let's just say reminders in general. You're not on Facebook anymore, but there's nothing better than waking up in the morning and go, oh, I talk to this person relatively regularly. It's their birthday. Let me wish them a happy birthday.
That's the one.
And let me do it publicly so people think I'm a nice friend.
Or just like it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was on Facebook and I would say happy birthday, Rob. A mutual friend of ours, let's just say, would just like my post to you, but never directly say happy birthday, Rob.
Yeah.
They just like me saying
Doesn't
happy
count.
birthday to you.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Anything you're rubbing it in.
Isn't that the tush push though? I'm there.
Yeah.
You saw me.
They're just pushing you over the line. Yeah.
Right. I approve of this message. That's basically what that was.
You got tackled at the 2, and then the other guy vultured the birthday wish away. I should. You got to comment and go, thanks so and so, who's not the person that made the post.
Right. So, all right, that's not bad. I need to download that since I left social media. Don't know a lot of people's birthday. I did, but I forget because of work and life. So, a nice little reminder of oh yeah, reminder, this person's birthday's today.
Yeah. Either my fantasy team is popping off in hockey, or there's a lot of games going on tonight because I've gotten like
it's
15 goal. Is it okay? I've gotten a lot of goal notifications.
Yeah, it's hockey night on ESPN Plus.
Pavel Buchnevich just scored.
All right, number 9
Austin
for me.
Matthews scored earlier.
Ooh, not bad. Number 9 for me, MagSafe. Chargers, wallets. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Have an iPhone 15. Throw that bad boy on there. Forget about it. It's sleek. I put the wallet. Let me see. Where's the wallet? Oh, how much?
I see people. I see people with those all the time. Are those the really small wallets so you can fit everything in?
Oh, this is a charger. But yeah.
Oh,
And it charges.
that's cool.
And then the wallet's somewhere over there, but it's a very thin wallet. Not the Apple one, 'cause that's like $90.
Is that the one that's
absurd.
like a clip?
Nah, it's just a MagSafe. It's a
Okay.
card sleeve. That's all.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I've
So,
seen this before.
Perfect. It's great. Just throw everything on there. Everything's on my phone anyway. Boom. Good to go.
Number
what I'm
9,
thankful
pretty
for.
self-explanatory. I probably don't have to elaborate on this one, but Doritos.
Love it.
Top
The
3
sweet
Doritos:
chili?
Cool Ranch, Sweet
Ooh.
Chili, and then the Buffalo Wing.
There you go. You named it there. It's all good. Yeah. I'm thankful
Spicy
for that too.
Nacho 4, and then pretty much I've never had a bad Dorito.
If I had an honorable, that'd be it right there. Doritos. Good one.
Yeah, the Doritos are great.
Number 8, USB-C. That entirety right there is great. It's on my computer, my desktop. It's now on my phone. Next, it'll be on my AirPods, which is a teaser. And it's on everything else I have. One cable can charge all these things multiple. If I forget this for some reason or it runs out of battery, this USB-C can charge my AirPod, which is Lightning port, or this can charge my iPad, which is USB-C. It is great. There's no 3 different cables where USB-A and USB-B and Lightning port. No, USB-C on everything, charges everything intertwined. I'm here for it.
This is how much of a caveman I am. I was wondering why you had birth control on your list. Then I was wondering why you had blueberry cobbler on your list, and then I was wondering why you had Boston College on your list. I don't know what a USB-C is.
Oh my goodness.
I know what USC is with Lane Kiffin, or not Lane Kiffin.
USB. Let's see. Will the camera pick this up? That right there.
One of those boys. That's what that's like an Android charger, right?
Sure, but
Close.
that's
I'm a caveman.
not-
I'm a boomer now.
Yeah, you are a boomer. That's crazy. What?
Shows what I know.
All right.
What number are we on?
8.
8. Etsy and Twitter are tied for number 8.
Oof.
I originally had 11 things on my together. I'm going to count them both as social networks. Twitter, because that's where I get most of my news, my memes, and pretty much a lot of the communication I have with people,
Right.
and a lot of the stuff I send to people. A lot of my text messages to Rob sent a tweet. This person sent a tweet. Here's a TikTok. And then Etsy, I think, is fantastic. We love being able to get customized things for people, and I love being able to support regular humans and not corporations. So, big fan. I got don't tell the dogs, but I got them Christmas stockings from Etsy for Christmas.
Noted. Well,
And of course, you can get like custom ornaments and things like that if you're into that type of thing, which I am.
About Etsy. I keep
Lots of
forgetting
cool
about
stuff.
that.
I bought my groomsmen gifts on Etsy. If anybody's watching the video, as I hold up a bunch of notes, I got my groomsmen gifts on Etsy, and I got myself one. That's how cool this freaking thing is. It's a damn decanter set,
That is pretty cool.
and I got a bunch of cool stuff on there. So Etsy, I think, is fantastic. Twitter's also fun, but
Twitter's
Etsy, I love using Etsy. You can get anything on there. You can get custom shoes, you can get ornaments, you can get phone cases. I love supporting just like John in Ohio, who cares so much about the review that you're going to give him that he packs everything with care. So you know what I mean? Like, people care because it's people helping people.
And it's all entrepreneurs on top of that.
Yeah, it's all just regular. You and I could start an Etsy shop if we wanted to.
Shout out to the everything that went on in 2020 because it elevated everybody to be an entrepreneur and start their own business. So shout out to Etsy. Number 7. I had Twitter or X on my list, but I replaced it for this one. Number 7, whoever the guy is who hacked Jeff Passan, I'm still thankful for you. That is the greatest thing since
the
like
Ethereum guy.
It's the greatest thing ever. That sits high at number 7. That thing lives rent free. Anytime I see Passan tweet,
I forgot about that. Did you see the Adam Schefter thing today?
I saw it. Well,
Somebody made a fake tweet pretending to be Schefter, and they said David Tepper was on Epstein's list.
my jaw dropped. I was gonna share it, and then I looked at the handle. I'm like, never mind. And then you send it in a group chat, and I see that Schefter tweeted underneath it, like, this should be relegated by Twitter. This is an outrage, brother.
There was another fake tweet I think I sent. Didn't I say? There was somebody pretended to be Rosenthal or something and said Shohei Ohtani is elected to retire from baseball.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I love the fake tweets on Twitter, especially now that anybody can get verified.
Yeah, that's the point of it. It's like Schefter, what? You don't look at the handle until you really do. Like, oh, it's 01274
Yeah.
underscore
Or
craziness.
like the I is actually an L, or vice versa.
Right. What's your number 7?
Number 7 for me. I don't have a number 7. Oh, DH Gate is number 7 for me.
Shout out to them.
Any Anybody that knows me knows that's my plug for jerseys. I got an Otani on the way. Ordered it the second he signed. Um, Actually, I got two Otanis, and because the Eagles are wearing black on Monday, I
Oh,
no
FOMO?
longer have FOMO about the Kelly Greens because I have a full closet of black jerseys. Am I going to go with Fulgham? Am I going to go with Jordan Howard? I don't know.
No
Who am I going to
BG?
wear? I think I don't have a black BG.
Ooh.
Plus, they've lost the last 3 times I wore a BG jersey, so I think I have a Hassan Reddick black one. I might do that.
Hmm.
I have a Hurts one, but I'm mad at him right now. It's like when you put the dog in the cage. Like I'm mad at you right now, but I still love you.
Well, you had like that analogy with something on the Tuesday 10 where like, oh, Trevor Lawrence, you treat him as a pet. You like him
Yeah.
when he does something good, and then you kind of like, when you do something bad.
You
That's how
did
it is
something
with
wrong.
Hurts.
You need to be punished.
Right. All right.
But yeah, DH Gate, a lot of cool jerseys. You didn't hear from me. Promo code Rob gets you $5 off 1,000. I love the coupons on there. You've never used DH Gate, but
Nah.
you go into some dude's shop and it'll be like coupon available, and you're like, oh cool, $5 off, $5 off 800. I'm like, oh well, I'm not doing that.
Right. Right.
But jerseys, they come out. Look, as long as you find one that has reviews that have pictures, you can see what your inventory will look like. And I have a pretty good. I've only had 2 issues with DH Gate. I got an Andrew McCutcheon once, and then I got a Roquan Smith where the Smith was on an angle. So
I think like way back when my brother he ordered something, maybe not off DHK, but maybe Alibaba or something, like an Iron Maiden shirt,
okay,
and it was like Iron Maiden. It was bad, and I
Iron
guess like
Mittens.
Iron Maiden though, like their
Of course, yeah.
Eddie, I guess is the name, the character.
hmm
It was Scream.
Oh, really? That's even funnier.
I was like, wait, it's
I
Iron
was
Maiden and it's the
actually
guy from Scream. What is this?
you sent me a link to replica championship belts, and I was like, oh, DH Gate's probably got plenty of these, and they have nothing on there.
Dude.
I was like, damn, I could find an undisputed title belt on DH Gate. They had
Right,
nothing.
right, right.
It shows me cowboy belts and stuff.
Oof, gross. Speaking of
Oh,
belts,
you just misunderstood the assignment.
hockey's gonna come out with WWE championship belts now.
I think everybody's got one now. Did you see that the Jaguars had one on Fanatics, and they took
Oh, because
the
AEW.
WWE title belt? Yeah, because the Tony Khan or whatever.
Yeah.
The Eagles had the Snoop Dogg belt in their facility this week for WrestleMania.
Oh shit!
Pretty cool.
I like that. I'm not mad at that. All right. Speaking of WrestleMania, number 6 for me is Botchamania.
Oh, Botchamania. Matthew.
Folks, if you're I know Perry's probably long gone by now
Yeah.
because he doesn't like wrestling talk. Who cares about wrestling? I do. How about this? Real quick, if you're into wrestling or you just haven't watched anything, just go find Botchamania somewhere on YouTube or Rumble or whatever you use to watch videos.
Super
They kind of just
Dragon.
recycle whatever happened in the past week or so in current wrestling, but then they also do classic stuff, and it's just literally in the name Botch.
What was the guy
We're
in
coming for
WCW?
you. That was crazy. What happened?
Who was it?
Jesus.
Yeah, the Super Dragon. Who was that guy that debuted in WCW and he went through the wall and he tripped over and his mask fell off? What the heck was that guy? That was like the Warlord or something.
I was like, dude.
Flair tried to. Oh yeah, he fell on his butt.
Woo! Oh, dude.
You're entering the danger zone. Yeah, that's a good one. I like the names of the accounts. Botch at the Beach.
Botch on the beach is great.
Yeah, Botcha Ray Dudley. Botcha Libre.
King of the botch.
Yeah, King of the Botch.
I am the table.
That ties in. This isn't on my list, but YouTube poop is also pretty funny when they edit those like King of the Hill episodes.
Oh, yes.
And they're like, boy, I hate Nancy. And they edit the episode. The Boggle one is an all-timer. Which number are we on? 6?
Yes, sir. 6.
I have John Middleton 6. He's the best owner in Philadelphia of a sports team. He's got an open wallet. Now the Flyers lost. Open wallet,
Dude.
willing to spend on whatever. He keeps Bryce Harper happy. He keeps fans happy. He takes care of people. He's out hanging out with the Fandemic crew. I think he's cool. I'm thankful for John Middleton and not having like a Jeffrey Loria with the Marlins or David Tepper with the Panthers. You know, guys like that, or Josh Harris, God forbid.
God. Yeah, he's cool. I've met him a couple times. Does his own charter plane, and he's cool. He's
Oh, really?
personable. I've driven his, him and his wife's like personal car, like valet wise.
Seems like a nice guy.
He's decent. He's very personable. The one time, I think it was in the playoffs, like this past one, they like lost a game that they should have won, and he flew out. I think it was Arizona. He flew, and my guy was like, "Hey man, I mean, it sucks, whatever happened, but hopefully they get a win. Like they better fucking win." And he
Yeah.
jumps on the plane like, "Yeah, let's
I think
go."
my friends may have met him also. I think my friends met him at a game. Maybe it might have been Dombrowski, but the year they got Syndergaard, my buddy Zach, it had to be Dombrowski. It might have been Middleton because proud. He told Middleton or whoever it was, you get Syndergaard, and then like
Nice. All right,
top 5.
top 5. This is low. No, I got it. Gifts and memes.
Mhm.
Number 5.
I don't use GIFs as much as I should.
I have probably maybe 20 saved in a folder as ammo to use. Just boom, boom, boom. Homer Simpson going to the bush. Raven like chewing on that gum like drama. Kim
Homer
Kardashian.
Simpson's dad walking in and putting the hat down and walking out of the room.
I don't have that one.
Oh, you don't?
Kim Kardashian and I forget the other guy, but they say tragic, and she's walking like tragic. Something I usually say. I have a bunch of those just stored in there in the cut. Memes, not too much, but when I see a good one, it must be shared.
I got memes. I got memes for days. The funniest meme I've ever seen. I can't talk about it on the air because we'll get canceled. But I'll tell you what it was. My favorite thing that came out of 2020 was during the baseball season. Anytime a team would lose and they would post the final score graphic, like the Phillies would put or the Nationals would post like we lost 3-2 to the Phillies. All the memes in the comment section were you just lost money Middleton, and it's him like blowing the air horn. Or how'd you lose to the Phillies bullpen? And there's one like the Oops All Berries cereal box, and instead of berries, it's homers, and it's a picture of Kyle Schwarber. The Phillies memes are one of my favorite things.
They work hard out there on Twitter.
Yeah, there's one that there was like a 2-week span where Jose Alvarado kept making teams fix the mound, and in the comments, anytime Phillies would win, it would just be an angry picture of Jose Alvarado that says "Fix your mound."
Jose.
Number 5 for me. That's right. Number 5
Yep.
is this pen right here. These are my favorite pens. The Pilot G2 0.38 thickness. I'm very thankful for these pens. I don't use any other pens unless I have to. I've been using these pens since high school.
Yeah, those pens aren't bad. They aren't bad at all.
They aren't bad.
I mean, for me, like they are. Like, I go through.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not bad. They're elite.
They are
That's
elite.
fair. You like the Sharpie S gels, right?
No, but yeah,
Oh,
as
really?
I have
Oh,
one
you
in my
changed.
hand. Yes, I do have.
Yeah,
them, but it's not my
I
favorite.
remember you told me about it on the podcast the one time.
I forget. I ordered pens off of Amazon. They look cool. I just try new pens all the time.
Okay.
See which
you're
one
pen
lands.
guy.
I have a box,
Pensman.
but this one it has some
Oh,
heavy weight on it. But
that
it's
is pretty cool.
gold. This one, the classic.
Oh, I remember
For
those.
the list. I forget that we're also on audio. I have a pen that has 4 colors: green, black, red, and blue.
Try to push them all at the same time. Your head explodes.
Exactly. Have this one like a mechanical, look like a mechanical pen. I don't know what that was, but it's a pencil, but it's a pen. Yeah, I collect different pens all over the place.
I have a GNC pen here, and then I think I have a pen from the Wildwood Days Inn.
That's also my favorite kind of pen for to have like the place I went to. I'll just grab it. Yeah.
I have the ice bucket from my hotel in Wildwood. I have 2 of them actually.
I can't believe you did that. That's funny.
I have the TV channel thing too with the Domino's phone number on it.
No way.
Yeah, it's in my bedroom.
Oh my god.
Oh, I like collecting. Speaking of random things, I collect the things from the doors in hotels.
Oh, they do not disturb stuff.
Yeah, I have I have the Cleveland one. I have the 2 from my honeymoon. I have a bunch of Wildwood, and then I have the one in Boston. I found it.
You found it.
Just having I pay. It comes with the room fee. All right, what's number 4?
Number 4 for me, Mike Francesca. Dude, how do you not have that on there?
Out of sight, out of mind. I'm a proud owner of a Mike Francesa jersey card.
Some would say pandering, but it's not pandering.
I don't
You
know
would send me from
how.
time to time those those compilations of they get him on the radio.
Yeah,
Like it's
when
illegal to do that to a horse.
when he fell asleep.
Fellas, it was great. I was there when he had a show on FS1. It was the first time kind of like I saw him. But that was obviously
Yeah.
past his prime.
It's funny. He was on FS2 originally, and then they moved on probably a few
Oh,
years
I didn't
ago.
know that.
Yeah,
It was the time where they had the Jets general manager. He was like a complete bozo. I think Gino
Yeah.
was the coach or Mark Sanchez. And they were sitting in there with a completely losing record. And he was like, I think we're going to win. And he was basically going on a rant for like 5 minutes. And at the end, you ought to be finished. You need to be finished. And he's so ready, like does this with the mic, puts
Oh yeah.
it away. And then they go to commercial.
The only time I ever watched him on FS1, I remember he was arguing with people because the Mets needed a left-handed relief pitcher,
Yeah.
and he was like, "You need to have a lefty reliever." My favorite video of Mike Francesa is him reacting to the Edwin Diaz blown save in Philly in 2019 when Segura hit the walk-off. Franco he walked the leadoff hitter. I think it was like Brad Miller. Franco hit a home run to tie the game, and then 2 batters later, Segura hit a walk-off home, and he threw glasses. Number 4 for me, I have Cordoba.
Oh, dude, I forgot.
I would say it's a best
Fuck off.
kept secret. I hope it stays a secret because the Chipotle people are weird. The fawning over Chipotle really confuses me because I
Relax.
truly believe Cordoba is better, and the food's better. The food tastes better. The people are way nicer. The prices are better. The guac and the queso were free. It's just better food, man. I've never had bad Cordoba.
All right. I'll play the other side of this coin. There's no Qdoba inside where I live.
Yeah.
I didn't know it existed, so forgive me for my my fanboying of
A
Chipotle.
lot of people like Chipotle because they
Now-
haven't
Exactly.
experienced Cordoba.
Now, since I have experienced Qdoba, Chipotle is just pure trash. It's
I-
up
it's-
there
it's-
with Little Caesar's
It's
Pizza.
it's Arby's. It's the Arby's of fake Mexican
gross.
food. It's there. You'll eat it if it's there, but you really want to commit suicide when you're eating that shit. That
Especially
weirdo
afterwards.
on TikTok that is eating Arby's or not Arby's, eating Chipotle for 1,000 consecutive days. It's just ridiculous.
That's gross.
I don't know how you do that to yourself. My colon would explode if I ate Chipotle for 2 days in a row.
Gross.
Chipotle's not bad. Like I'm not gonna say it's bad. I just don't think it's good. There's no flavor. That I told you the one time I was during a Sixers playoff game. I went to Chipotle and there was no rice.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
in line. The line was 15 deep. I was talking to the people ahead of me. I was like, "Any idea what the line's not moving?" They're like, "Yeah, there's no." I was like, "You're shitting me, right?" Like going to a car wash and there's no soap. What are you talking about? There's no rice.
I'm gonna keep it on the fast food theme. Like it's going to McDonald's and there's no fries. What
You
are
go
we
to
doing
Hooters
here?
and there's no boobs. It makes no
Oh,
sense.
that happens all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, no fries and they got to drop new fries. What do you should just always have them.
It should be on standby. It's what we like.
Yeah. We
Fuck
like
it.
the soggy fries. They've been sitting there for 20 minutes.
Right. It's
Have
the best kind.
Cough all over them. Builds your immune system.
All
All right,
right.
number 3 for you.
Number 3. Online shopping and pickup in store options.
Yes,
It's
this
top
is on the
tier.
heels of yes.
Top tier. It's great. Thank you for everything that went on in 2020. It opened the doors. I've done that before 2020, to be clear. But the more accessibilities for other stores to do it and join
Yeah.
in and have dedicated parking for these people, for
It just
me,
took off.
to the moon, baby. To the moon. Yeah, you're going to come to my car, drop it off in my back window. Peace. Thank you. Later. No time to be sifting around, finding my thing, then waiting in one of these lines to get picked. No, I order that bitch. Let me know when it's ready. I'm going to be there picking it up, drop it off
Yeah.
in my car. I'm out.
Working in retail, I hate the buy online pick up in store people because they come in, they show their phone and like, "Ah, fuck you, I guess. Trying to make money here. But for convenience sake, although I have had a bad experience with Walmart, I'll share this on the pod. Not to be a Karen, but I placed 2 orders yesterday for Walmart photos.
Yes.
One of them was for literally 700 pictures. It's my wedding pictures. It's a secret. It's a Christmas gift. But
Live
that
on
one,
the podcast.
I ordered. It was at the. I was in the ghetto yesterday, and that order was ready. I ordered 54 pictures. By the way, folks, if you're waiting on a Christmas card, blame Walmart. I ordered 54 copies of our Christmas picture with Santa Claus this year to put in Christmas cards. It was not ready 12 hours after it was ready. It's an hour pickup, is what it says online. 1 hour
Yes.
photo pickup. 12 hours later, it wasn't ready. I called customer today. I can't get through to the store level. I had to call like Walmart corporate to get my $16 back, and then I got to go find another one to get my stuff at. So the buy online pickup store, unless it's Walmart, I think it's good. Number 3 for me is on a way different wavelength from you. Number 3 for
I called corporate. I wanted my $16 back.
well, it's just bullshit. I mean, the guy in the store was useless. I was like, "There's nobody using the copy right now. Can you just print these for me? Like, it's 54 pictures. I've used a printer before to print pictures. It takes 30 seconds. Like, can you just do it?"
At that point, I would have found a Kinko's and did it myself.
Yeah.
It would have paid a lot more, but Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
trifling. Number 3.
Number
for you.
3 for me, beer. Pretty easy, straightforward. One of these days on the Tuesday 10, I'm going to rank my 10 beer.
Oof.
Like, or not even top 10, like brands, like top 10 types, like tailgate beer, after work beer, types of thing. But beer for me is number 3.
Ain't bad. Number 2.
Which also it goes hand in hand with my number 2 as well, and you'll understand in a moment.
Sports. All right, I can't give it away. Number 2 for me. This is a tough one. This is 1A and 1B, but really it has to be number 2, right? Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Thank God. Thank God we have 2 of them. Thank you, Lord.
I love when the Uber Eats driver puts the food right in front of the door, so when you open the door, it knocks the food over.
Don't tell me that.
I'm not thankful for that.
Can't breathe.
Thank God there's no drinks in there.
Oh no. Where do we have that sound? I don't think we do. Oh no.
I got Kawhi laughing. Oh yeah, we do.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, Sal. She opened that door and went, "Oh no, sorry."
Yeah, our honey grow is gonna end up in the lawn.
But yeah, I'm thankful for Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Otherwise, the Sixers team would be in the dumpster, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially this season, tremendous. Can't say enough about them. We already talked about them at the beginning of the show. Just want to get them their flowers. Number 2 for me.
Number 2 for me is Red Zone.
Oh,
I think Red Zone's an amazing invention. I don't know.
another one I forgot.
I guess granted, cable hadn't gotten to where it is. Red Zone's fantastic. Other sports have tried it. Baseball does a decent job with it with MLB Tonight.
Right.
The college football scoreboard, they try a little bit on ESPN. Red Zone's amazing.
Nothing
Scott
like
Hansen
Red
makes it his energy. They have the quad box. They have the octo box. It's the witching hour. They have gimmicks. It's great. Red Zone's great. Worth the money.
It is.
Every Sunday, 7 hours in front of the TV. You're kidding me?
I mean, I'm thankful for you for lending me the login. Because I'll put that baby on at work. Now that I have to go to work on Sundays, put that on the iPad, put the iPad on the charge, put Red Zone on, and I can go. People can come in and out of the line room, see, what's happening? Oh, this game's going to. And when the Eagles go on, it's a primary moment. Let's go. All right. Number 1 for me, AirPod Pros. Where are they?
Never owned AirPods, but they are on the list maybe sometime.
Tremendous. If you know me, if you're around me, you know I have this on me at all times, and most likely I'll have one in the left earbud. At work, not at work. I sleep with both of them on, which is probably not good for my ears.
You're probably gonna spontaneously combust.
But I don't have music playing. I don't have music playing.
That's just so nobody talks to you while you're sleeping.
No,
he's got music up. We can't talk to him.
Exactly.
He's
Well, yeah.
occupied.
That and
he
also
could be
the
on
noise
he could be on a conference call.
Mouth open and just drooling.
He's clearly talking to someone. I don't know.
Right. And the thing is, occasionally I'll forget and put the sleep notification on, so now I don't get notifications. Sometimes if the group chat goes off, it did it one time. It said Perry Canales texted to the group Dream Team. I was like, what is that? At 3 a.m, I was like, what is this?
Do you listen to those apps that play like the wave sounds and like the cicadas and stuff that help to fall asleep? Is that what it is? When you're falling asleep, is that what it is?
I'm not a vegan. I don't do that stuff.
Oh, you're not vegan?
No, I mean, it has that same effect. I'll put them on, and I feel comfort off the rip, but just the noise canceling feature just puts me in a different dimension.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I started different one of the the five senses, but I started wearing one of the sleep masks.
Okay.
Now I usually wake up and it's either in Hazel's mouth or on the floor, because if I roll over, it just flies off.
Right.
But those things help a lot, especially in the morning because she's up early and before me. That thing blocks all that and what are they called? The blackout curtains.
Oh, I have them too. Blackout
Very good,
curtains.
very good. When I was sick, when I had COVID a little while back, I was in the room just blackout curtains. Slept for like 2.5 days straight.
You wouldn't even know what time of day it was.
Oh my
Honestly,
God,
you're just
yeah.
in pure darkness. It's sick.
My first time having a Friday off, blackout curtains. I was like, it might as well be 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
Playing video games like this is great. There's no glare from the window. What are we on, number one?
Yep, number one.
You want to guess what my number one is?
All right, did I mention it already?
Yeah,
Embiid.
it's the only overlap. Yeah, it's Joel Embiid.
The only
Joel
one.
Embiid's he's my favorite athlete of all time.
I was gonna say Bryce.
I thought it was
going
gonna
to
be I thought it was gonna be tough to top some of the other athletes I've been huge fans of. I was of course a big fan of Eric Hosmer, still am. Yoenis Cespedes was a big guy for me. Kimo Timonen of the Flyers was a player I loved. Michael Vick was my favorite probably still is my favorite football player of all time. Obviously, you got to separate life and work, but Joel Embiid has been everything and more. We waited forever for this guy. He's delivered. He is arguably the best player on the planet, and all of the 2.5 years where it sounded silly, where I said, "Look, man, if he's healthy, he's the best player in the league," and
Right.
lo and behold, he's the best player in the league, and he's dominating, and I love him. His energy is infectious. He loves this city. He's at Eagles games with a stupid hat on, although it's not stupid because it's him.
Right.
He praises Sam Hinkie. I can't wait for him to write a book when he retires.
Or a
And his
podcast.
story is awesome. Yeah, his story is awesome. Speak English by listening to Rick Ross.
That's
He learned how to shoot by watching videos of white people on YouTube. Everything about him is unintentionally funny, and he's also got he's my favorite athlete of all time.
He's a troll.
If I ever meet him, I'm just gonna hug him.
If he'll let you.
The Giants are officially pivoting from Yamamoto.
Were the Giants even in question?
I guess this is another one that they just missed out on. So the almost Giants team: Correa, Judge, Turner, Soto, Yamamoto.
Yo.
It's amazing they got Bonds when they did. I'm surprised they didn't offer him $1 billion and him to go back to the Pirates.
The Giants were like, fuck, we gotta do. We're gonna take our name out of the running. We're done.
Okay. Well, do you guys know if they were in on this guy?
It's like that meme from I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, you ever see the thing where the guy's popping the champagne? He finished in third place.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's like, what? All right, see ya.
Yeah, okay.
Yamamoto was like, they were never.
Well, who?
What? If I'm going to LA, you're going to the Dodgers.
I thought it was the Yomiuri Giants. I thought that's who they were talking. I was surprised they just had no Japanese players on the team. They had the one guy. But yeah, that's our top 10.
That's our
What's
top 10.
yours?
What's yours? Comment down below, YouTube, or the comments on Instagram. pa.turnpod on Instagram. We'll be here weekly. We'll have one more show, the closeout show for 2023.
Yes.
Won't be as long as this one. Hopefully, we get more people to join in the chat. Thank you, Perry, Mikey, and everybody else who tuned in to watch the show. And if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast, thank you for listening to us all year long. 2024, we're going to do some big things. As I told Rob off the air, there's something in the works with me in my personal life.
Oh,
yeah. We'll take this to the moon for next year. So, any other words, Rob, before we wrap up?
Yeah, maybe we could do a non-sports episode about that. And we can kind of talk about our experiences in such a world. I think a non-sports episode would be kind of fun. Maybe we'll touch on some non-sports stuff on the next episode.
Yeah.
Whether it be things going on, maybe our work history. Obviously, I had a wedding to plan for, 180-day type of deal. We're coming up on the anniversary. For everybody listening, of course, last year we skipped an episode because of it. The anniversary of me getting engaged is Saturday. To celebrate, the missus and I will be going to New York, which is where we went right after we got engaged last year. And it's not going to line up perfectly because we went to this restaurant on the 24th, right beneath our hotel, Juniper. We're going to be going there this year on the 23rd. So we're going right back to the restaurant we went to last year.
That's pretty cool.
We're gonna go see the Rockefeller tree. I'm gonna buy some baseball cards at the MLB store, and if these parlays cash, maybe I'll get a jersey.
An
Probably
official
not though,
Tony?
because DH Gate's still king.
Nah, they
But
wouldn't want it.
I'm looking forward to it because you'll see the tree. It's supposed to be pretty nice, and then good weekend. But yeah, we appreciate everybody listening. If you haven't listened, so it's good stuff. Us making fun of the bald guy at the Otani press conference. Tuesday 10. It's an easy listen. Skip through the Brian Johnson stuff if you want. The numbers are kind of boring, but that's also growing. We're still looking to grow the Turnpod Network. Maybe merge with another network that the tires have been kicked on, and who knows?
And we'll bring on guests.
Yeah, guests. Maybe we'll have like a non-sports show every week. It'll be like girl talk, but it will be us guessing what girls would say. I'm kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
And then
We'll
maybe
probably be
food reviews.
canceled.
Who knows? Yeah.
We'll be canceled, sure enough. All right, guys. This has been episode 135 of the PA Turnpod. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time.
Oh, happy
Thursday.
Festivus. Festivus is Saturday, the airing of grievances.
Oh, shoot. Yes, that's right. Happy Festivus. And we'll see you on the Tuesday 10 with Rob. And then Thursday with us here. Back on YouTube for 136. Until then, have a great weekend. See you next time.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.